I'm Fraser Keir, Birkbeck's Academic Registrar, and I'm really delighted to welcome you to Birkbeck's virtual graduation and to take this opportunity to congratulate you on reaching this milestone in your studies. We know it's been an incredibly difficult year for most of you because of the global pandemic. I'm really pleased that you've made it here today to celebrate and to mark your fantastic achievements alongside family, friends, and of course your fellow students. We know that today will be different to our usual in-person graduation ceremonies, but we have worked hard to ensure that it mirrors the spirit of them, and we hope you'll feel it does. We'll also be hosting in-person celebratory events for you so that you can meet your classmates and lecturers once it is safe to do so, and we'll let you know more about these at a later date. Before we start today's event, we have some housekeeping information for you. Please keep your microphone muted until the round of applause after each group's names are announced. We hope you will take part in giving a big round of applause to celebrate our graduate successes at that point. Now, you should be able to change the screen on the device you're watching on today. If you can, we suggest putting your screen in presenter view to view all the videos and live content in full screen. You can select gallery view if you want to see everyone in your virtual room, but this will make the videos appear smaller, and if you're watching on an iPad or iPhone, you may need to scroll to another screen to see everyone in your group. I would like to remind you that today's event has been recorded, is currently being live streamed on YouTube, and the recording will also be made available after the event. We'll start today's event with some messages before moving on to the awards. Thank you very much for taking part, and I hope you will enjoy it.
Welcome to this graduation ceremony, in which above all, we celebrate the achievements of you, our graduates. Those are the words with which I begin my address at graduation ceremonies under normal circumstances held in person in the Senate House of the University of London. But those words are actually even more true today under these special and more difficult circumstances. Normally, Birkbeck students have to juggle their work, their families, and their studies, and they succeed in graduating despite all those difficulties. But you, our graduating class this year, have had to do even more. You have had to cope with all the difficulties associated with the pandemic. Maybe you've had childcare issues or homeschooling issues. Perhaps you've had unfortunate health issues, or simply the fact that the Wi-Fi was not very good in your place where you live. But you have overcome all those, and you have successfully achieved your aims, and you are graduating today. And today is about saluting those achievements. We also want to thank you, the relatives and friends and partners of our graduates. You have had to take special efforts to help them to graduate today. Perhaps you had to deal with the children when they were working, or you had to give up the kitchen table and the laptop so that they could work on their essay or whatever it may be. So we thank you very much for your efforts. But I also have a message for you, and that is that Birkbeck is for everyone. You too can come and study at Birkbeck. You can seize back the kitchen table and the laptop and come and study with us. And I hope that in the future, I will be able to congratulate you in person at a future ceremony on your achievements. Equally, of course, we must thank the staff of Birkbeck, who have made tremendous efforts to maintain your teaching experience under these extremely difficult circumstances. In the spring of last year, we went at very short notice fully online so that there was continuity of teaching as lockdown began. Our dedicated staff spent their summer learning how to improve their online offering, taking courses and ensuring that in the autumn we offered the very best online service to you. And of course, now we are seeing the response to that. Record numbers of students enrolled in October 2020, and a huge number are applying for entry in 2021. Birkbeck is in demand as people realize, as you, our graduates, realize, the importance of further study, of lifelong learning, and being able to continue your studies, perhaps to change jobs or to improve the prospects in your current career. So we ask you to help us to advocate with government on how important lifelong learning is. Government has begun to realise that. In 2025, it intends to introduce for the first time a lifelong learning allowance, allowing people to continue to study. But we need to do much more. We need to press government to act now. The aftermath of Brexit, hopefully the aftermath of pandemic, will mean that people will need to change jobs. People will need to start new businesses. They need help in getting, for example, loans for short courses, in giving strategic priority to part-time and mature students. Do help us to urge the government to take notice of this. Also, of course, remain associated with us. Join our 65,000 alumni worldwide who keep in touch with Birkbeck. And we have launched an Our Birkbeck program in which you can send in your stories. How has Birkbeck helped you? How has Birkbeck aided you? And what are you doing now for your community? What are you doing in your job? What are you doing to help society? So that we can build this picture as we approach in 2 years' time the 200th anniversary of Birkbeck. Not many institutions reach their 200th anniversary, but still fewer reach it in a way that they are doing what their founders would recognize. If George Birkbeck miraculously made it through the security procedures and joined our graduation, he might not know about masters in organizational psychology, he might not know about economic theory or whatever, but he would know about what we're doing, which is educating working people and allowing people to have the opportunity to change careers and move on. Several years ago, I went to a meeting of a small number of business leaders. And when I came in, one of them said to me, Birkbeck, he said, when I see that on a CV, I put that on the top of my pile because your students have the commitment that I want in my business. You, the graduating class of 2021, have demonstrated that commitment in huge measure. When the history of Birkbeck is written, people will look back on this year and say that was a special class that achieved something despite all their difficulties. On behalf of all the college and myself personally, I congratulate you and salute your efforts. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Department of Management's graduation ceremony. I'm the head of the department, and I'm joined here by my colleagues to congratulate you on your tremendous achievement today. As a Birkbeck student, you successfully navigated your studies, probably alongside very significant work or family commitments, and you also adjusted very quickly to study online with us. Taking your award today is an exceptional achievement under any circumstances, but in particular this year. And we are all very proud of you. Today is your day of celebration, and we hope that you find your own special way of making today a wonderful and an unforgettable day. We raise our glasses or coffee mugs, and we offer a round of applause to you, our graduates. Well done on this tremendous achievement. You've worked so hard and given up so much of your time. We truly hope that you enjoyed the journey with us. We wish you all the very best for your future, and we hope that you stay in touch with us, the department, and the college. It's to you. Congratulations.
Please.
It is my great pleasure to congratulate you all on your very well-deserved graduation. It has been a challenging year, and through your tenacity and commitment, you have successfully completed your program of study. Many congratulations. We hope you have enjoyed being part of the Birkbeck community, albeit in a rather more distant way over the past 12 months, and that you have forged friendships and contacts that will persist into the future. It has been our pleasure to teach you, and we'd very much like it if you would keep in touch with the department. Very best of luck for the future.
Master, President and distinguished guests, I present the following graduates from the School of Business, Economics and Informatics. MSc Advanced Computing Technologies, Ibrahim Al-Sagaf, O'Neill Angwin, Dorian Beganovic, Koji Benstead, Dima Basata, Matthew Burnett Stewart. MSc Advanced Computing Technologies, Simona Stavarash, Yao Seng, Faiz Waris. Postgraduate Diploma, Computer Science, Nicole Heathwood. MSc Computer Science, Amir Adhami, Christine Awafeso, John Burkitt, James Calver, Stefano Casso, Tiago Cavalet, Masiej Durkovic, Sabrina Hassan, Artur Iraki, Luke Jones, Sophia Catarinis, Kata Katona, Antonio Latella, and Elisa Magri Foglia. If I can ask you all now to unmute your microphones and to give everybody a round of applause. MSc Computer Science, Flaminia Mazzatelli, Anthony McDonough, Theodora Nicoletta-Palou, Harrison O'Donnell, Jack Quaddy, Robert Superti, Shanjida Swaranika, Hugh Williams, Richard Worsley, Alexander Wright, Kaylin Wu. BSc Computing, Abdulatif Adan, Amma Atamimi, Carlis Breedis, Alessandro Lopez, Andrew McMillan, Mitchell Merrick Thurway, Christy Mulligan, Guy Rudolph, Mohammed Said, Moria Tisson. MSc Computing for the Financial Services, Photius Kornarakis, Kit J. Lee, Napat Petkua. If I can ask you again to unmute your microphones and give everybody a round of applause, please. MSc Data Analytics, Whitney Dessar, Harshita Garg, Christoph Pitsikas. MSc Data Science, Parmis Afshar, Victoria Buttercase, Kerry Charles, Susan Cunningham, Adam El Shimi, Dinta Foster, Pablo Garcia Lopez, Asaf Grabinski, Anyi Guo, Yuri Ivashchenko, Pravin Jayaraj, Gregor Koziorowski, Mohamed Mamuji, Oluwaseun Mesh, Ritesh Mistry, Ahmed Muse, Sandy Music, Christoph Nays, Mojuba Alua Olei, Marco Palermo, James Parks Taylor, and Raza Kadir. Again, if everybody can unmute their microphones, please, and a round of applause. Continuing MSc Data Science, Hari Haran Ramamurthy, Ali Sahin, Neil Scrivener, Joseph Seaboth, Kahindi Shahab, Rabia Shah, Marta Stelmazak Rosa, Aldis Villa, Daniel Walton, Yuan Chen Wang, Li Quin Yu, and Ji Zheng. Diploma in Higher Education in Information Systems and Management, Joel Aberdeen. BSc Information Systems and Management, Lee Johnson. MSc Information Systems and Management, Amir Dangol, Alana Essa, Coco Jiaqing Lee, Angelina McDonald, Baruch Nigatu, Francisco Rivera Navarro, Mikhail Stampolos. Foundation degree in Information Technology, Natalia Blanco Guerrero, Carlos Lopez Daza. Again, if everybody can unmute their microphones in a round of applause, please. MSc Information Technology, Elom Anthony, Aisling Bellamy, Carmen Debut, Istvan Galvax, Eva Kreisbeck, Emmanuel Hale Michael. Postgraduate Diploma in Accounting and Financial Management, Yana Yantakova. MSc Accounting and Financial Management, Amina Adan, Ikram Ali, Edelaine Arujo Amaral, Naj Finir, Jans Mazurs, Yanetra Parker, Maria Popova, Ivanka Tarapanova. BSc Honours Business, Alfred Camalondo. MSc Business Innovation with e-Business, Andrew Chudiak. Hatiem Kefi, Agnes Labsky. MSc Business Innovation with Entrepreneurship, Lorenzo Agbomemwa, Rebecca Dix, Ivan Loatsi Arcilla, Anais Mastroianni, Nur El Huda Muhub, Chidozi Oke Udeji. Everybody could unmute the microphones and a round of applause, please. MSc Business Innovation with Entrepreneurship, Boyana Sirakova, Isadora Bilardi Marquez de Paixo, Keladui de G, Milan Fabian, Samuel Jolly, Helen Packard, Laura Sachi, Shivan Sharma. MSc Business Innovation with International Technology Management, Diana Basi Uch, Mariam Ben Malim, Jeremy Galpin, Dimitri Itchim, Lucas Kriana, Linda Onoyayan. Postgraduate Certificate Corporate Governance and Business Ethics, Gokhan Erdem, Jade Patterson Blaine. MSc Corporate Governance and Business Ethics, Danish Kayani, Francis Legrees, Caroline Mitchell. MSc Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability, Annalie Halik, Anya Prees, Melissa Saunders, Polina Shalalpak, Mariana Timmerman Gonzalez, Niklas Bulgraf. If everyone can unmute the microphone, a round of applause, please.
Well done. Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, everyone.
MSc Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability, Valentina Weiskopf, Maya Welford. MSc Creative Industries, Diana Camacho Salgado, Hind El Uadi. Chiara Fumagalli. Juliana Quiones Osorio. Postgraduate Diploma International Business, James Allo. MSc International Business, Lizamar Akinladi, Naiwen Chung, Alvaro Gonzalez Cardenas, Antonio Jurajevich, Louis Newman, Alessandro Nusera. MSc International Business and Development, Jennifer Hoefler, Teresa Undlov, Samuel Odajimi, Emily Paradiso, Julie Sanchez Fula. MSc International Management, Laura Blanco Arans, Victor Emmanuel Gottschlick, Danul Puskilev, Mariana Skorzin Schreiber. MSc International Marketing, Julia da Silva Pechiguero, Emily Dimitriou, Daliol Hoke Chowdhury, Martina Januz, Giedri Jarasevi Chute. If everyone can unmute their microphones, and a round of applause, please. MSc International Marketing, Saya Matsumoto, Veronica Merzinku, Vajihei Mostajaram, Nur Mohammed Imram, Andrea Testa, Ahmad Sahil Zanal Abidin. MSc Investment Management, Emmanuel Alanar Jr. Certificate of Higher Education Management, Christoph Zielinski. Postgraduate Certificate Management, Medrine Chitty. MSc Management, Kieran Jones, Sarah Tadei. MRes Management, Conrad Dunbar, Sopre Thompson. Certificate of Higher Education Management for Personal Assistants, Maria Elizite Barbosa, Michelle Nunn. MSc Management with Business Innovation, Shane Yishuan Day, Erika Huertas del Pino Hidalgo, Maria Ionescu, Katerina Claver, Freya Tringham, Anastasia Vishnevska. MSc Management with Business Strategy and the Environment, Michelle Erval Nyren. If everybody can again unmute your microphones, and a round of applause, please. MSc Management with Corporate Governance and Business Ethics, Selem Asafa. Emma Camacho Freitas, Nida Khalid, Alexandra Princevska. MSc Management with Creative Industries, Andre Silva Diaz. Kia Chu Ying. BSc Business and Human Resource Management, Atibi Sagoyu. MSc Management with Human Resource Management, Siobhan Randell. Martina Balalska. Postgraduate Diploma, Management with International Business, Nicholas Smir. MSc Management with International Business, Marina Abella Otero, Sarah Bennett, Matilda Taffer, Sarah Guy Abruciati, Shamuna Abdul Rahman, Geranda Davis, Benedict PH. MSc Management with Marketing, Panagiotta Christopoulou, Stella Delgado Angulo, Anna Marie Mendez, Victoria Nicotina. MSc Management with Sport Management, Gift Sanko, BSc Marketing, Giuseppe Ferranti. If everybody could unmute their microphones, and a round of applause, please. MSc Marketing, Julia Caldarelli, David Harrison, Eleanor Hayes, Alice Jones, Sandra Corder, Zana Litviakova, Patricia Freitas Pombo, Samvir Varake, Chu Wang. MSc Marketing Communications, Kimberly Ashley, Stefani de Abreu Pinto, Helen Gilroy, Anna Marta, Luzine Safar Ryan, Sana Shah, Victoria Sorgun Petit, Farah Suhail. Master of Business Administration, Reese Nealon, Judith Seymour. MSc Sport Management, Estevan Fortin, Alexandra Lenschow, Asbjorn Lundgren, Uga Menjin Sioglu, Melissa Steingass, James Were. Everybody could unmute the microphones and round of applause, please.
Well done, guys.
MSc Sport Management and Marketing, Judith Lorenzo Peleas, Laju Sobo Tia. MSc Sport Management, Governance and Policy, Luis Mejia Rodriguez, Anne Catherine Mielk, Nomvalo Malotshua. MSc Sport Marketing, Christina Banu, Sebastian Resch. MSc Sports Management and the Business of Football, Osarumi Agbonglahor, Avi Aloni, Leah Ruzi Chen, Jeremy Cook, Jeremy DeFriend, Karina Erton, Mara Galindo, Kidan Hippolyte, Faraz Rafiq, Nassim Taglement. If everybody could unmute the microphones, round of applause, please.
Yeah.
Woo! Cheers.
Good job.
This concludes a presentation of graduates from the School of Business, Economics and Informatics. I'd like to thank you all very much for attending this virtual graduation today, congratulate you on your success and wish you all the very best for the future. I will now hand you over to my colleague.
President, Vice-Chancellor, graduates and graduands, guests, and of course, colleagues. Today, it is my great honor to welcome Elizabeth Liz Meek to a college fellowship here at Birkbeck, University of London. As we all know, London is one of the world's greatest cities, and Meek has dedicated much of her working life to London, its institutions, cultural life, and peoples. She witnessed the dramatic decline in the power of the city when, 1986, the Greater London Council was abolished by the Conservative government. When the Labour Party won the general election, 1997, Meek was enlisted as one of the people responsible for the creation of the Greater London Authority, the GLA. Between 1997 and 2000, Meek, in close negotiation, of course, with Number 10 and the Cabinet Office, led the policy development and legislative team of 75 people working on the largest non-financial statute since the Government of India Act of 1935. Creating the constitutional and institutional arrangements for the new GLA was an incredibly complex job. As Tony Travers explained in Governing an Ungovernable City, it involved creating arrangements for how the Mayor, Assembly, and a number of service-providing functional bodies would relate to each other. Amazingly, the subsequent Green Paper was signed off within only 3 months of the general election. If this wasn't enough, in that same time period, she ran the project for building a new city hall, organized the referendum of 1998, as well as the elections of May 2000. These are formidable achievements, but they actually did make sense given her trajectory as a civil servant. Meek had joined the civil service aged 22 years. Now, in those early days, she was a fast stream entry in the Department of Environment. She worked on topics as diverse as new towns, ancient monuments, oil spills, urban policy. By the 1970s, Meek was private secretary or assistant private secretary to Labour leader John Smith, Labour MPs Alma Burke and Peter Shaw, and briefly Conservative MP Michael Heseltine. After a 3-year stint as First Secretary for Information at the British High Commission in Lagos, Meek threw herself into one of her many interests, housing and urban policy. 1993, she served as head of Conservative Secretary of State John Gummer's London Policy Unit. There, I think we can thank her for her role in the pedestrianisation of Trafalgar Square, as well as the Hungerford Bridge. After her achievements in helping to create the GLA, Meek was appointed Regional Director of the Government Office for London, which represents central government in the capital. In 2007, she became Regional Director of the Government Office for the Northwest. Now, when she retired from these posts, this was 2011, Meek devoted herself to her second career, including chairing the Centre for London think tank. This politically independent, not-for-profit foundation aims to develop rigorous and radical ideas for the capital. So you may want to ask, well, why is she being honoured by Birkbeck today? Meek brought this wealth of experience to the governing body of the college. She brought her contacts, her astute understanding of politics and politicians, and her willingness to contribute to college management in numerous ways. 2011, Meek was appointed an independent governor and went on to accept the arduous role of deputy chair of the governors. In each and every one of her roles, she turned her mind to some of the most important issues facing us. These have included things like risk and opportunities, financial management, question of ethical investment, the capital at Stratford, and crucial issues of access. Her role in steadying the ship has been invaluable. So, who is Liz Meek? Well, she was born in Weymouth, but her family moved every few years since her father worked as a prison officer. Between 1969 and 1972, Meek studied English literature at the University of Exeter, drawn by the sun, sand, and sailing. Today, one of her great passions is the mountains, so lockdown has been a great trial. Being grandmother is important to her, as is her garden and playing bridge, which I believe she plays rather badly. Now, one of the things, though, that has impressed me the most about Meek's life is her lifelong devotion to helping others. For example, her daughter's mental health problems provided a personal impetus for setting up the Schizophrenia Commission. She is trustee of the McPinn Foundation and chairs Twining Enterprises. Now, 1 in 4 Britons have mental health problems. On average, people with schizophrenia die 20 years younger than the rest of the population, and only 8% find employment, even though most are extremely keen to do so. It is shocking to realize that even today, many people with mental health problems are simply left to languish in psychiatric wards. Such neglect is unnecessary. Eminent psychiatrist Robin Murray has argued that in the past few decades, scientists have made great strides in understanding mental illness. So a diagnosis of schizophrenia does not predict inevitable decline. just under half of people diagnosed with schizophrenia will recover. But much more needs to be done to ensure that this becomes a reality for all people with mental health issues. Now, there are so many other things I could say about Meek, such as her involvement with the Olympics or the London Resettlement Board, helping reoffenders. But I think what is really clear is her commitment to other people and her belief that by exchanging our hopes, fears, ideas with each other, we can actually improve the worlds in which we live. Finally, Meek is a Birkbeckian, determined that people, all people, should have a second chance at education, that higher education can improve employment opportunities, and that widening participation must be a key goal. She has been at the forefront of guiding our college through times of crisis. Her calm and effective leadership has enabled the college to be resilient. Meek has given unstintingly of her time. She has lent the college her expertise and insights. For this, we are grateful and thrilled that by accepting this college fellowship, she will continue to be an ambassador for Birkbeck. We warmly welcome Elizabeth Meek to a college fellowship.
Thank you, Professor Burke. President, Vice-Chancellor, Deans, Birkbeck staff, graduates, graduands and guests. I'm so proud and grateful for the honour given to me today, and I'm particularly delighted that it's a Birkbeck degree I'm getting. Like many of you, I expect, I'm pinching myself and thinking if my mum could see me today, I think she would have been delighted and proud, but also slightly surprised. So it's just great to be here. And it was great to see the smiles on your faces, albeit on Zoom, and the cheers and glasses raised. So you have done magnificently well, and I'm so pleased as a way of celebrating it. You've heard a lot about George Birkbeck, and indeed the Vice-Chancellor, David Latchman, mentioned him and always does mention him quite rightly. He set the college up to provide an education to all who wanted it and to give a second chance to those who missed out first time round. And I'm really keen on second chances. Many of you, like me, were the first in the family to go to university. Some of you will be looking to change direction in life as a result of the degree that you got today. And all of you and all your families will have made great sacrifices. Unfortunately, COVID has accentuated the divide between rich and poor, and Birkbeck's mission to allow everyone to have the education they want has never been more important. And I really hope that you go on to the brilliant careers that you deserve as a result of your efforts here. I've stepped down from Birkbeck after 9 very happy years on the governing body. And I'm currently, as you've heard, chair of a couple of things, but I just wanted to mention a wonderful organisation, Twining Enterprise, which supports people who've had mental illness, usually severe mental illness, into work. And I think George Birkbeck would have approved. People with mental illnesses often lose almost everything, and they do need a second chance. The vast majority desperately want to work, and all the research shows that work is good for mental health and that the vast majority are loyal and effective workers. The little organisation I chair, Twining Enterprise, has trained staff who support people to find the job of their dreams, and we carry on supporting them once they are in work. A second chance, the ability to change our lives for the better, is vital for many of us. That's what Birkbeck gives people, as well as a first-rate education and new skills. You've achieved remarkable things in earning your degrees. Now, onwards and upwards to make the most of this experience in your life to come. And in your brilliant careers to follow, remember, you can employ people who have recovered from mental health problems, and that they will be loyal, hardworking employees, and there is support available to you as employers to make this work. Thank you again for the great honour given today. I enjoyed my time as a governor of Birkbeck. I'm proud of the connection to this remarkable and inspiring institution. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to reach out to you like this on such an important occasion, your graduation. My very best congratulations to all of you on this very special day. Congratulations on having stuck it out, having completed your course and earned your degree. Well done to each one of you. Now, the pandemic, of course, is dominating our lives and continues to do so, and probably will do for some time to come yet. But not all of it has been doom and gloom. I've found time to read, and I've rather enjoyed reading poetry. There's a poem by Robert Frost you probably know, and I've read it again. It's called The Road Not Taken, and it begins, "Two roads diverged in a yellow wood," and it goes on to tell how he couldn't decide which of two beautiful roads to take, and he regretted that he could only choose one of them. It ends, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference." Well, I think that thought seems particularly appropriate at the moment, and in many ways, and for you too. The country has to decide which way to go about lockdown, about vaccines, about opening shops and restaurants, about letting us have holidays. And each of us now faces choices of our own, diverging roads in our lives. You are now facing such choices with the added excitement of having achieved something momentous in your life, your Birkbeck degree. The times could not be more auspicious for making such choices. That's your good fortune. Do you continue to work from home? Do you change jobs? Do you move to the country, away from city life, as many are now trying to do? Apparently, inquiries for buying homes in Cornwall has never been this high. Or do you attend to the more practical, important things of life? Do you consider what your future life will be like? What scope does your new qualification give you to make many of these choices? Might you change track, take up further study? I know, you could even become an artist. My programme, Portrait Artist of the Week, which ran on Sky Television right through the lockdown, had some 2,000 artists who came online to take part, a little like Grace and Perry, but perhaps a little bit more serious. And they were artists who worked at home all the time. That was their way of earning a living. They didn't earn very much. They worked in a shed and they were totally happy with what they're doing. So other lives do cast an idea for us on what might be possible. Now, I'm not suggesting rush off and become artists, but what I'm saying is life has many different roads to take. Will you plan how you could live on less money? Will the employment you have be shifting, and with it your own options? There's never been a time more dense with options, with divergence in the road. And you are now faced with them to an extraordinary degree. There's something appropriate about that word, degree. So now, the whole crisis may, of course, have thrown you into despair. I myself had a couple of really heavy bouts of depression, prompted by the thought that this pandemic had stolen a year of my life. Well, depressions do pass if you're fortunate. and I'm now resuming the life I thought I knew, only to find that many things have already changed without my knowing it. The traffic routes through London, for example, are all different to what I knew before. So are the ways that people shop and the ways people eat. And that will be true of your life too. Whatever the future holds, this is the time for you to have a say in it, not just choosing for your personal life which route to take, but in your life as a citizen too. The future of education will be changing, and the way Birkbeck works will probably change with it. I think the way Birkbeck works will become more popular and more suitable for many people's ways of life. So spread the message, won't you? Tell them how you've enjoyed studying and what success you've had. Tell people around you about Birkbeck and how it tries to accommodate people's working lives so it can add value to them. Knowledge makes life richer, and yours has now become richer too. Congratulations, everyone.
Welcome to the Birkbeck alumni community.
You might be in the UK or much further afield.
It might be morning, afternoon or evening.
Wherever you are right now, we as fellow members of the Birkbeck alumni community want to send our congratulations to you for what you've achieved.
Completing a course at Birkbeck in normal circumstances is by no means an easy endeavour.
So what you have accomplished is really something truly special.
Today you are graduating, and you should take a moment to reflect what a huge accomplishment this is.
Completing your studies does not mean the end of your Birkbeck journey.
You are joining a community of over 60,000 alumni in over 140 different countries.
So no matter where you are in the world,
you won't be far from a fellow Birkbeck graduate.
There are lots of exciting events, activities, and opportunities for you to stay connected with Birkbeck.
Visit bbk.ac.uk/alumni
to find out more and update your contact details.
We are proud to share this day with you.
Have a wonderful time celebrating.
Congratulations.
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 Congratulations.